Welcome to Larp Academia. Today we're going to talk about what you get as a level 2 wizard. And I don't have my hat because it was an absolute nightmare to have, and my other bag, it'll be there at level 6. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell so that you are up to date as we continue our journey through Wizard. Now, the first spell that you get as a level 2 wizard is Astral Intervention. Now, Astral Intervention is an interesting spell. It's command, so it won't work on barbarians, and no verbals will work on monks, so don't try it on monks. But Astral Intervention makes people go insubstantial. Now, normally, when someone goes insubstantial by their own means, so if I make myself insubstantial, I can come out at any time. Astral Intervention, when you put someone else in insubstantial unwillingly, or when you just do it to someone else, they cannot get out. They are stuck there for 30 seconds. They are stuck in one spot because the spell doesn't say that they can move, and they're insubstantial. Now, this sets up a kill combo. We'll talk a little bit about kill combos at level 3, and this will be a common theme as we go through level 4 and 5, where you figure out the best type of kill combo that you can have. And at level 6, each different playstyle has better kill combos, so we'll keep going over this idea in the future. But Astral Intervention can set up a kill combo with you at level 4. Now, Astral Intervention is okay. The reason being is that when you make someone insubstantial, they can't affect you, but you can't affect them except for your specific kill combo. And there's a little bit of a problem there because it doesn't allow you to have the full versatility of your kit. That's why some other options are a little bit better, debatably. But if you have a field that is filled with assassins and you're going to try to kill people who are insubstantial anyways, why not make everyone insubstantial and say, screw it. You all want to be insubstantial? You're all going to die. So Astral Intervention is a good option, and at least in this way, they can't attack you and affect you. I mean, you have other options that you can do when someone's going to try to do that. It's pretty silly, especially if you stop them, like Astral Intervention does. But making them insubstantial can have some benefits or downsides depending on your field and what your kit is made to do. That's why it's green. It's an option. It's not the best option in the world, but it's by no means the worst. We'll get to that at a later level. But it's an okay option if you build your kit entirely around it. Now, I would say must to take for anyone, even if you're a very good wizard, is Break Concentration. The reason why, it's once per life. You face another caster, they start casting, they say, "Wizard, I command you to step, I command," and you say, "Nublet, I command you suppressed." And it's just, "I command you suppressed." You can get that line off so quickly, and it's one line. It's so good. It only suppresses them for 10 seconds, but that should be enough to kill someone. I mean, I'm going to go through a kill combo to give you an example, but I don't expect you to go this fast right now. For example, Nublet, I command you suppressed. Nublet, I command you stop. I command you stop. I command you stop. Nublet, dash will come from below. Dash will come from below. Dash will come from below. That was way less than 10 seconds. Even if you're not that good at speed casting yet, you could take your time, deal with someone, and you win a mage battle. This is also the great equalizer. Let's say you're facing a Paragon Wizard, and you're just a low wizard who's not nearly as good. Well, suppressed is suppressed. A wizard or a magic user who can't cast magic isn't probably that threatening, unless they're buffed like a druid or something else. But if you're trying to face them one-on-one in a spell-casting duel, Break Concentration is usually the go-to to start it, because that gives you the edge and is so good. If you can take Break Concentration, usually at least take one. If you are a little unsure of your skill and there are people who are way above you, take 4. Screw it. Make it so that they can't cast at you, and they'd be like, wow, I may be this Paragon amazing wizard who's been playing for 10 plus years or whatever, but that little dude over there, he's got 4 Break Concentrations. He's very annoying to deal with, and I do not want to deal with him because I might actually die, and that would hurt my ego, and I can't take that. I can't take that right now. And Break Concentration is amazing for you because of this. I highly recommend taking it. Now, a spell that works well with Break Concentration is Entangle. Entangle, we've gone over it in many different videos. You hit someone, they're stopped for 60 seconds, doesn't work on barbarians, yada yada. So the nice thing about Entangle and Break Concentration working together is, let's say I entangled a Scout. Scouts have release, so 1 of 5 classes that have it. Healers have release, whatever. They're going to release themselves. Problem. Release is 5 lines. Break Concentration is 1 line. So you entangle someone, bleh. They're going to get out of it. Pfft, entangle? Come on. You see how community suppressed? They can't do jack. Now, another wonderful thing about Entangle is that when someone is stopped, my arms don't reach that far. Even if I put a sword in them, they don't reach that far. And they don't reach 20 feet. I mean, not even close to 20 feet. It's ridiculous. So you can entangle someone and then you can have your way with them. What do I mean by this? Well, you could shove them, I guess. You don't want to shove them yet, though. No. You can start the fun combination. You can strip everything that they have. You can destroy their weapon, destroy their armor, destroy their shield, wound their leg, hit them on their leg with your dagger, because at that point they have nothing left, and then you can shove them, make them crawl, because you can actually shove while they're stopped. And Entangle is just a fun spell to mess with people. It allows you to do anything you want to them, and they don't have to say yes, because we don't care about consent. We just care about murdering you and making you feel pain. Not like those other healer or druidy classes, which is where, oh, I'm touching you, do you want this spell? Yeah, we don't care. You're gonna take it, and you're gonna be so entertaining to watch as you squirm. Now, Entangle is great for that, but it's also great for controlling the battlefield. As a wizard, we deal with 2 things: kill and control. That's how we support our team. We kill the enemy team and we control the enemy team. If you entangle 3 people and they can't move, and they're out of releases or something else has happened to them, then that's 3 people out of the game. That's great. Or out of the effective fights. And that's something that you want. Entangle is a very great spell where you can just pick it up, keep doing it, and why not take it? It's awesome. Now on to a much worse spell. And there's a big reason why. Now, Innate for wizards is per refresh. For druids, there was the issue of, oh, you don't have that many chargeables and you don't need to, and really you could just get another enchant. And for healers, it's per life. It's amazing for them. Who cares? It's 1 more point and we can only have 2. Who cares? Their Innate's great. It's sustainable. They can build it into their kit as something that they are going to constantly use. Not so much with you. You have three spells that are charge times 3 innately. Everything else is probably going to be a charge times 10 because you have to experience it. You want to experience your per refreshes instead of your per lives because that's just how most wizards work. Later on, we'll talk about kill combos and they become sustainable at level 5. And we'll get into why at level 5. But for now, your kill combos are charge times 10. That's a long time. You don't want to sit there, charge, add a bell, pause, rest, take some time to catch my breath, return to me with fleeting power, 8 me on darkest hour times 10. That's way too long. You need to go in the battle, you need to be killing people. You should be more focused on probably per lives and spell balls at this point than having almost any per refreshes. If you take Innate, even up to about level 4 and beyond, Innate is a crutch. It's where I didn't plan properly and I am going to go, oh, Innate, charge this up. And theoretically, it could change the game. It could make a difference, but it's more theory than practicality. You very rarely have Innate really change the battlefield. And most of the time, it becomes where wizards say that, oh, I'm going to build my list around Innate or these 2 spells, and I'm going to miss my versatility. And that's a huge problem because as a wizard, when you focus in on Innate, you are taking away your other options. You're spending a spell point on Innate for that, oh, I didn't plan properly, instead of giving you other options to deal with it. For example, let's say that I experience Astral Intervention and someone's charging at me. Well, Innate makes me think I can Innate charge Astral Intervention and then Astral Intervention them. 1, that takes longer than probably a normal spell would, and 2, you have other options. Instead of making a Innate charge Astral Intervention, I have Entangle. This can be applied to almost any spell. Yes, Astral Intervention isn't as powerful as some other options, but you have other things in your kit to deal with circumstances coming at you, and those other options are more sustainable usually. And we'll talk about quantity over quality at level 4, but generally as a wizard, you want to kill more, and we'll go into why at level 4 rather than kill that one specific person. So Innate really loses its purpose for Wizard, and it makes you rely on things that you shouldn't rely on, not be as adaptable as you should be, and not be overall as good or have as strong of a kit or spell list as you should. That's why Innate is not great. Now, how did you like Astral Intervention? Did you like putting people in Substantial? Well, we have another option for you, my friend, for those dirty assassins out there who just keep going in Substantial. And that is Planar Grounding. Do you want to say no to the assassin? Again, we talked about how consent is not necessary for most of our spells, and Planar Grounding is a perfect example of this. Assassins like their Insubstantial. They like to be able to say, you know what? I can go in Substantial, I can blink, I can teleport, I can shadow step, I can do whatever I want because I don't care about anything that you have. And as a wizard, we can say, I don't care what you want because you are unable to go in Substantial for 30 seconds. Don't have to like it, that's just how it happens. And they don't need to be in Substantial for this to happen. The assassin can try to spell juke you. I step in the shadow, step in the shadow. See, I wasn't in Substantial. You say, I don't care, you can't go in Substantial for 30 seconds. Wait, what? Yeah, it's a very good spell. The only problem, and the reason why it's not great, is because it is per refresh. Now, I mentioned kill combos. You're going to be spending experience on them. You're going to want to use your sustainability for chargeables on them. You're not going to want to spend charge times 10 amount of length to sit back, charge it up in order to say, you can't go in Substantial. And it is cool. It is a fun thing to do. It's good to mess with people. It's a really fun troll build to have, but for it being good, no. There are much better control spells. You can control someone to where they can't play the game or where they can be set up for a better kill combo. Yes, you're setting them up because they can't go in Substantial, but there are other spells you can use. So since Astral Intervention isn't a priority to charge, it's not very sustainable. It's only a few times to be used. It's not the most powerful spell in the world. It's fun. It's really something you should try at some point, but it doesn't have a place on a standard list. Now, Release. Release is 5 out of 10 classes have it. It's a very good spell. We go over it in our Amtgard Basics of Magic, and it's really good. It's not good for you can use it on other people to make yourself look good. For example, my favorite instance was when an archer was pointing a pinning arrow at another person. Now, I have a lot of instances with archers targeting other people, and they shoot a pinning arrow at them, and I start my Release incant, and as the pinning arrow hits, I just tap them on the back and say that they can go because I finished my Release spell. And the archer goes, wait, what? You're pinned? And I say, no, he's not. He's released. Makes me feel good and makes everyone realize that I am awesome. That's really the reason why you use it on your teammates, for releasing a lot of people in, oh, I'm frozen or whatever. Yeah, sure, you can leave that to whoever else. You have more important things like yourself. Now, Release is very good for yourself. The reason why is, let's say that archer shoots at you and you block it with your dagger because you're awesome. And you now have to suffer the problem of, I can't move my legs for 30 seconds. Release helps you get out of that situation. You don't want to be stuck in place for 30 seconds. As we talked about in level 1, you are a target. You are the one that everyone wants to kill if you're doing your job correctly. So you need to be able to move. Same thing happens if there's Entangle or any other debilitating things. If someone tries to do Astral Intervention on you, you can release yourself. You can get out of Insubstantial. Release does a lot of things for yourself. Now, you can't unsuppress yourself or unfreeze yourself, and that's why you generally try to have a little bit of a mutual understanding with other casters who can't release themselves in those states either, like druids or healers, and you probably go and help those highly enchanted druids who got themselves into a stupid situation because they got hit with an ice ball on their shield, or healers who should keep your team alive but really are there to help you. So Release can help some high priority targets, but it can also save your life, which is why I highly recommend that you at least take one Release. You don't need to take that many more. Leave that to the other classes like healer or druid or people who care about your team. Who cares? But it's for you first and foremost. Now you get 2 spell balls this level. This one, it's Suppression Bolt. I kind of have it out this way because it's disgusting and not in the good way. Ugh. There we go. Ugh. Feels nasty to have. The reason is Suppression Bolt is just bad. It is 1 point per 1 ball, and it suppresses someone for 60 seconds. I know, Suppression Bolt suppressing, what a surprise. But the problem is that next level, you get a spell that does what Suppression Bolt does, but far better. And it's 1 point per 2 balls. I know, a 3rd level spell versus a 2nd level spell. And Suppression Bolt would actually have a reason to be taken if it was 1 point per 2 balls. You could make that argument. However, the other problem is that Suppression isn't as good as Frozen. If someone is suppressed, oh, I'm hit with a Suppression Bolt, I can go back and ask my teammate, hey, can you release me? And they'll say, yeah, sure, whatever. And they just release you without moving or having to worry about anything else. Another spell ball will make someone have to stop in that spot, have that person release them, come up, be in danger, take time and stop what they were doing before in order to release that person. Suppression Bolt is not very inconvenient by other standards, and it's 1 point per 1 spell ball. That's just terrible. It's not worth taking. I only have it just to show people how bad it is. So don't take Suppression Bolt. It's not worth it ever. Now on to your last spell, which is Teleport. Now other classes, like Druids, have the stone form. I take the shape of stone, and then they just strike a pose as they are frozen, and then they can say, they just release me, and then they go and run away. Healers have Circle of Protection. Everyone else has these cool little ways to get out of danger, and almost every single one of them has access to Teleport. You have access to Teleport. That's all you got. So when you are in danger and other people are around you, you say, I travel through the ether, and you get out of there. Now at level 4 it becomes more viable, and the reason why it's not purple is because in order to use Teleport, you need to say the incant 5 times. At level 4 it becomes 1 when you combo it with something else. It's very important, and that's how Teleport becomes your get out of jail free card, or it at least gives you something. Now if someone's charging you, even a scout, and you, level 4 you get Swift, you say, Swift, I travel through the ether, and you run away. Most of the time, scouts don't register, oh, I can track that. Or people don't register, oh, I can counter this. It takes them a little bit to make that mental leap and connection. And when they try to make that mental leap, at that point, you're gone. It gives you a second or 2 advantage, and you're just fine. Or it can get you out of a situation without a problem because you're insubstantial. And it saves you from things like barbarian bombs and other stuff. So Teleport is very good under the right situation, and if you have the right spell to go with it. Now Teleport, if you're given enough time, can be good to get you out of jail. For example, you see a barbarian coming at you, you see that your flank's falling, you need to get out of there. Well, Teleport, my friend, GTFO. And it's wonderful for that. Now Teleport also has other purposes. You can teleport in barbarian bombs through other obstacles. You can teleport people over other obstacles. In quests, you can get yourself over obstacles. There's a lot of obstacles there, but you can also get people behind enemy lines. If an assassin is out of teleport or doesn't remember how to do it because they don't know their class and they should really watch our videos, then you can teleport them. You can teleport that really buffed up druid who didn't take teleport into the enemy lines. And really, it's all because of you, and it all comes back to you. And isn't that what we're about at the end of the day? Making you awesome, and you the reason why every bad thing happens to the enemy team. So I hope you enjoyed this level 2 edition of Wizard, and I would love to hear what spells you think are the most powerful. What spells you taken if you agree with some of our ideas. For example, Suppression Bolt, is it really that terrible? Am I too hard on Innate? Wait till level 4, we'll get into that a little bit more. And I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe so that other people get to see it, and ding that notification bell so that you can stay informed. Until next time, keep LARPing.